My name is Hannah, and this is my beauty budget. Hannah's reckoning is at hand. It is time for the second installment of this style of video. If you haven't watched Hannah's Reckoning before, or actually I believe that the series is technically called Will I Keep It? That's the title that I decided on. Hannah's Reckoning is kind of the behind the scenes title because it's me reckoning with all of the stuff that has come into my life in one way or another over the past month or so, other than through the avenue of me buying the thing. And actually there are some other exemptions which are particularly relevant this time around, which is that if I asked for something as a gift specifically, like if I asked for something for Christmas, if it was on my wish list, and then I received that item as a Christmas gift, I didn't put that in the purgatory box either, because I feel like those things, even though they were gifts, those were things that I chose for myself in essence. So gifts that I asked for and things that I bought myself aren't in the purgatory box, but everything that was unsolicited, everything that I didn't choose or buy, goes into a box instead of into my permanent collection of items. I don't add things that I didn't ask for into my collection of belongings until I've decided for sure that I truly love them and want to own them. So that's the nature of this video. I'm going to go through the box. It's stuffed. There are actually some things that didn't fit into the box, both because the box is full and because they are too big to fit in the box. And for each thing, I'm going to let you know whether I am keeping that thing, passing it along to a good home, or in some cases, leaving that thing in the box if I haven't been able to spend enough time with it yet to decide. And the fact that I'm doing this, the fact that I'm choosing whether or not to keep things, it doesn't mean that I'm not grateful. I'm incredibly grateful. This video, I think, is great content. It's essentially a video packed with reviews, and the reviews are based on whether or not I love a thing enough to keep it. And to me, that's a high bar because I don't want very much stuff. I say this all the time, but I value space. I value my space, and in many cases more than I value my stuff. So for me to allow something into my life is a strong compliment to that product. It's a very specific kind of very positive review if I choose to keep a thing from the purgatory box. And for all of the things that I'm choosing not to keep, I'll be letting you know why I'm choosing not to keep them. And there are obviously a variety of reasons why that might be the case. But really, it's a volume issue. I can't keep, even if I absolutely loved everything in the box this month, I could not keep it all. I cannot keep it all every month because I just don't want the number of belongings in my home to grow by hundreds of things over the course of the year of 2019. So this is one strategy to prevent that from happening. I'm also being very choosy about the PR that I accept, and I'm also choosing not to accept most subscriber gifts going forward. So that's another strategy to keep that from happening. But I just needed to talk through that a little bit and make it clear that I'm not snobbily rejecting gifts. I'm just using the conundrum of what to do with the fact that being on YouTube has caused an influx of belongings to enter my life. I'm using that conundrum to create content. This content is the way that I'm solving that problem. All right, let's go ahead and get into the meat of the video. I'm going to start with the things that didn't fit in the box. There are two of them. And this was a gift, a Christmas gift from a dear friend, but it wasn't something that I had on my list. And I wanted just to show it to you partly because it's totally amazing, but also because it's the kind of thing that if I didn't love, I wouldn't keep. So my friend Lane, lifelong friend, my mother was pregnant with me at the same time. Her mother was pregnant with her, and they were friends at that time. So we've known each other literally since we were born. When I saw her when I went home for the holidays, she told me that she's been watching my channel, which I didn't know. Some of my friends know about my channel, but I didn't realize that Lane had been actually truly watching my channel. It was sort of weird and also really comforting and lovely. And look what she gave me. It says, "The world needs your work now more than ever." Couldn't be more perfect. Obviously, I'm going to keep it, I'm going to frame it, and I'm going to hang it right here next to my filming station. The artist is named Robin Plemons. The website is robinplemons.com. I will leave the artist linked down below in case any of you feels like this is particularly resonant. And then the second thing that didn't fit in the box is my first ever piece of PR. And you guys know, if you watched my recent video talking about my PR policy, that my policy is that I don't accept anything PR unless it's something that I truly want. Like if I get an email and I'm like, yeah, I really want that thing, I want to review it, but I also am pretty sure that I want to own it, that's when I accept PR. And I've been getting PR offers all year, pretty well, not all year, obviously, because when I started my channel, I had nothing, I had no subscribers. But since I passed, I would say 1,000 subscribers, which happened halfway through 2018, I started receiving PR offers. For all the rest of the year, I rejected them all. I rejected all the PR offers. And then I got an offer that I couldn't refuse, and it was for this. Look at this beauty. I can't even believe it. You guys know that I love beautiful bags. I've been talking about it. I couldn't believe it. I don't know if Teddy Blake contacted me because I had been talking about how much I love beautiful bags on my channel and the fact that I had been thinking about saving up for a bag about this size, but they did, and it just felt kismet to me. So I clicked through. I've become very skeptical when I get PR offers. I'm like, yeah, okay. But I clicked through to the website and I just was, the bags are beautiful. I wasn't expecting to fall in love. I wasn't expecting a PR offer that I would want to receive. But I looked around on the site and I decided that I decided that it's something that I truly wanted to bring into my home. So this is the bag. I've been carrying it for a couple of weeks now and getting to know it so that I would be able to be really just the way that I do with everything in the Purgatory box. Even though it physically wasn't in the box because it was too big, it was theoretically in the Purgatory box of my soul, because if I didn't love it, if I didn't love using it, I wouldn't be keeping it. But I do love it. One of the things that I really love about it is that it's a structured bag. Oh, I should even tell you what it is. It's the Bella bag, the Bella 12-inch. There's a slightly bigger one than this. This is the smaller version of the Bella bag. Obviously, this will be linked down below in case you're interested. And I think what really made me fall in love with this colorway specifically is the red interior. It's got a red suede interior, and that just feels so luscious and chic to me. I didn't have a black bag, and I also didn't have a structured bag. I think historically I've been more into kind of like slouchy bags. In my youth, I was like a hobo bag type of girl, and I've been craving a more structured, kind of a chicer bag. And this is absolutely it. It fills a hole in my bag wardrobe, and I've just been loving using it. So I don't want to go on and on because there are so many things to talk about in the video, but I do want to briefly touch on kind of the few main points that I've tucked away in my brain to tell you about this bag in particular. One is to do with the size. I knew that I needed a bag, a smaller bag. I walk to work every day. I take my computer. I often take food. I often take big chunky headphones. And so when I decided on this bag, I wasn't doing it with that mission in mind. I was thinking that I needed a bag for smaller errands, like when I go out shopping, not like I do that very often, but you know, if I go out with friends, if I go out to dinner, I was finding that all of my nicer bags just felt kind of too awkwardly big for those situations. I didn't really have anything medium to small like this. So that was what I was thinking when I decided on this bag, but I was secretly hoping that my laptop would fit inside of it, and it does, but only just. I will actually show you. I have my laptop right here. It's the 12-inch MacBook. I think it's a 2016 like little MacBook. So it slides right in. And there you can see my laptop like sitting right in there, but it fits very snugly right to the edges. So for about the first week when it was brand new, I really wanted to carry it every time I went out, and I did end up carrying it to work. I took it to work, I put my laptop in it. It's actually rather spacious, it fits things, and if I need to take it as a work bag, I can. But I had to admit to myself after carrying it that way for a while that it's actually not the best for that purpose, and that is because if there's too much stuff in it, these snaps won't stay snapped. So you can see, because there's nothing in it right now, that it has this beautiful silhouette from the side when you snap these snaps. And I really love the bag like this, and I really like taking it out on a strap like this. I'll try to insert some like full body pictures of it. When I have too much stuff in it, the snaps come unsnapped because there's pressure from the inside. And then I'm carrying it like this, a little bit undone over my shoulder, which also looks nice, but I don't feel safe walking through downtown LA with the bag open like this. I think you can see, but I'm just gonna show you, it has these two zipper pockets too on the side. I was sort of hoping that the laptop might fit into one of those, but it definitely doesn't. But those are really, really handy for sliding like my phone and my other kind of smaller valuables into. So I don't think that it's a bag that's not secure or not comfortable to carry. It's just that it's not ideal for carrying my laptop, even though my laptop does happen to fit. Obviously, if you have any questions about this bag, then please leave them down below and I will answer them. It is expensive. It's an expensive piece of PR, and it's something that I think I talked about. I was thinking about saving for a bag like this, and I might still do that if I decide I want to continue to expand my handbag collection. So I wouldn't have bought a bag like this in January of 2019 for myself. I couldn't have, because there's not enough money in my January budget to cover it. But I do think that a bag like this is something worth saving for. And I have yet to decide whether I am going to save a chunk of my budget up every month in order to buy one big ticket thing. I'll definitely report back to you guys if I decide to do that. Oh, I've been meaning to say since the beginning of the video, and I keep forgetting, that this sweater is not from Rent the Runway. When you have unlimited on Rent the Runway, which is what I've been testing out this month, you are able to rent 4 things at once. So I sent back the first 4 things and I'm waiting for the next 4 things, but in between I still have to film in my much less editorial garments. It's fine, it's fine. All right, right here on top of the box, I have this texturizing shampoo and conditioner. So Judy, who sent these to me, sent them because she knows that I love texturizing products for my hair, and I really, really love the IGK 1995 texturizer and shampoo in one. So this is a product that's similar to that, or has kind of the same claims. They're by this brand Surface Hair Health Art, and it's called Char Texturizing Shampoo and Char Texturizing Conditioner. So they're supposed to have some kind of seaweed fibers in them. Seaweed extract provides fibers for texture and volume. So similar to the IGK one, it's supposed to kind of deposit something that provides texture and volume. The IGK one deposits clay, and these deposit some kind of seaweed fibers. When a shampoo doesn't work for me, it's because it cleans my hair too well, and it causes the oils to come back onto my scalp within the first couple of days, instead of letting my scalp kind of chill and not get oily for at least kind of 7 or 10 days, which is what happens with the shampoos that I prefer. So the first time I tried these products, the only time I've tried them, I felt like my scalp got oily kind of fast, and I'm worried that they might have sort of over cleaned and stripped my scalp, and therefore caused my scalp to start producing oil too soon. I don't feel like I gave them a fair enough chance though, so I'm going to wash my hair with these products at least one more time before I decide that they aren't for me, because who knows, there could have been environmental factors at work. So these are actually going to stay in the box this time, and I'll check in with you about them the next time I film this video. The next time I film a video like this. The next time I go through the purgatory box. Okay. You guys all watch Angelica Nyqvist, right? The beautiful Swedish model. She sent these to me. She sent them as a gift. She had them sent, rather. She ordered them from Juvia's Place, and the Juvia's Place box arrived. She told me that she had sent me something, and when the box arrived, I just knew that it was her, because she's always talking about Juvia's Place. I've never tried Juvia's Place before, and I've been giving these palettes a lot of use. I've been spending a lot of time with them. At this point, I've used all of these shadows, many of them more than once, and I do feel like I'm ready to decide about them. So this is the Saharan 2, and this is the Festival palette. And here's how I feel. First, I will tell you about the shadows themselves. I love the metallics, and I like some of the mattes. My experience has been that the metallics are creamy and incredible and beautiful, and some of them are kind of duochromy. They don't really look it in the pan, but they really are. My eye look for How My No by Year changed my makeup routine used these blue shadows, and just look. I mean, they are stunning. They are truly, truly wonderful, and I am excited to have these shadows in my makeup collection, these metallic shadows. The mattes are really interesting. Some of them are truly bad for me, like are truly not performing. This brown in particular in the Saharan 2 down here, I just can't get it to show up on my eye, especially on top of other shadows. With a shadow like that, I use it as a deepening shade, like I use it to pack in my outer corner on top of other shadows. And it's like if there's any other eyeshadow down on my lid in advance of that brown, it won't stick at all. It truly will not stick. And I've had uneven experiences with the mattes throughout both of these palettes. The other thing I've noticed is that they tend to blend out really, really differently than the way that they look in the pan. So for example, this red down here looks like a really deep kind of cherry burgundy red almost, and I love a burgundy eyeshadow, but then when I use it, when I buff it out, it's pink basically. So I've learned how to work with some of these mattes. I actually really like this pink eyeshadow, but I had to work with it a couple of times to find out that you can't tell by looking what it actually is. The other thing that I feel about these palettes that I've always felt about Juvia's Place, and the reason that I've never tried any shadows from Juvia's Place before, is that I'm uninspired by the layouts of the palettes. I just don't like the color stories in any of the Juvia's Place palettes, any of the ones that have ever been released. I've looked at the website a number of times and nothing tempts me because I don't like the way that they put colors together. However, I've learned that I do love the individual shadows, and I feel like I'll be much more likely to use these as singles. I'll be more likely to use them if I can pick and choose and curate little palettes using some of these shimmers and even some of the mattes. I want to be able to move them around and use them as I please and place them in context with other shadows that I think work well for me with some of these colors for eye looks that I want to create. So I'm going to depot them. Soon, I will be filming a massive depotting and rearranging of single shadows, and these will both show up in that video or a series of videos. I'm not sure how I'm going to organize it quite yet. And at that time, you'll be able to find out which ones I decide to keep and which ones I decide to pass along, and then how I choose to organize the ones that I'm keeping. Sticking with the theme of depotting eyeshadows, a couple of you have been wonderful enough to send me small magnetic palettes. And so this is a little one. Oh, I didn't know that I had put these guys in here. Why did I do that? I guess I needed to take them for a photo shoot. So I've already been using these. I've been using them for the purpose for which I was talking about needing a small magnetic palette, which is just to be able to take some of my singles with me when I go places. So there's this little one from Tarte, very sturdy. And then there's this one from Sephora, which is by Z Palette. So it has this nice clear lid. And I am going to be keeping both of these. I don't have any magnetic palette space that isn't full of eyeshadows right now. And so I can't depot anything until I get more magnetic palette space. This is a good start. A subscriber reached out and asked to send me some Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks, and I was like, yes, you can send them. Thank you so much. And then in that box, as a surprise, were these three little guys. These are three little mini Kevyn Aucoin powders. This one, which is like a blush to highlight, although it's not a very shiny highlight. It's like a classic Kevyn Aucoin ombre powder, the Neo Bronzer, Neo Illuminator. So it's a mini Neo bronzer. And this one is the Neo Limelight. So it goes from like a purpley sheen to more of a creamy highlight. And then this last one is the Neo Setting Powder. So it's supposed to go from shimmer to matte. There was an overspray on the shimmer side, and I heard a lot of complaints about that when this product was first released. The overspray is completely worn away, but when I use this powder, if I mix it all together, there's definitely a sheen to it. And this is the one of the three that I'm absolutely sure that I want to keep, because I'm not a powder person. I have very little powder. And I actually don't have any pressed powder right now. A pressed powder is a good thing, I think, to have, but it's not something that I would go out of my way to buy. And so it is kind of something that I could use. And I like the fact that this one has a more glowy side and then a more matte side. And I really, 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 really love Kevyn Aucoin powders. I think that the reason that Temple sent these to me is that she knew that I love Kevyn Aucoin powders because I'm always raving about the Kevyn Aucoin Neo Highlighter in Sahara. You want to see my progress on this, you guys? It's probably changed even since you've last seen it. I'm gonna pan this completely, I think, during my beauty budget year. And this is an expensive product. This is something that I've been thinking a lot about. I'm gonna have to budget for this. It's actually one of a very few things in my makeup collection that I truly wouldn't want to be without. So I believe that Temple knew that, and so she sent these 3 guys along. So this one I'm keeping, and these 2 are gonna stay in the box. I haven't gotten quite enough use out of them to know for sure by now if they're something that I love enough to keep. I'm gonna dig out those Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks though, because I was just talking about them. American Sweetheart, Miss Kensington, and this little mini is Penelope Pink. I'll swatch them for you. So those are the 3, American Sweetheart, Miss Kensington, and Penelope Pink. And I love all 3 of them, and I don't have very many lipsticks in this color range, especially these last 2, what we call nudes. I never really understood the appeal, I think, and then partway through my no-buy year, I was like, nudes, nudes, I want the nudes. I have some that are kind of close to this corally pink, but I don't think I have any that are this light. My lips all tend to be kind of statement lip colors. So these are 3 unique to my collection, and I really like the formula of all 3 of them. I'm gonna keep them. This is the ColourPop lipstick in the shade Dream Easy, and I wore this in the video that I filmed when I was wearing that Anna Sui blouse with the pink and the red. This is another thing that I just don't have a color dupe for in my collection, and I've always wanted to try this formula. This lipstick formula came out in 2018 during my no-buy, and I couldn't buy one. I do think that I will wear it more. I really, really enjoyed wearing it, and I've worn it once or twice in addition to that, just in my normal everyday life. I like it because it's a statement pink, but without being too shocking. There was something about it, I wouldn't go so far as to say that it looked natural on me in that video, or that it looks natural on me, but it's a statement, it's pink, and it doesn't clash in like a pinky Barbie way, which I find is true of a lot of pinks. It has a kind of softness, it has a kind of sophisticated undertone that I frequently see, actually, I think, from ColourPop lip colors. They do a good job with their shades. So I'm gonna keep Dream Easy for the time being. All right, next up is my second ever piece of PR. So the Bella bag from Teddy Blake was the first thing I ever agreed to receive in PR, and then the second things I agreed to receive in PR were these Emile Cordon lip products. When I clicked through to look at the website, I was intrigued because they are haute lip treatment products. They're kind of like balms. I'll take this one out. So I left one in the box just to show you how pretty the box is, because one of my main pieces of feedback in the review for these is that I think that they make beautiful gifts. I think this is a beautiful thing to give someone as a gift, because it's a luxury lip balm. And I feel like a luxury lip balm is something that I would never buy for myself. It just seems too decadent. And it's also something that I wouldn't ever be able to bring myself to spend my budget on, because first of all, I have other lip balms, but also you can get effective lip balms like at the drugstore. So it feels like such a luxury, pure luxury, to have such a fancy lip balm. And when I first opened them and started using them, I was like, wow, this would be an amazing gift. That was like my main reaction. The one that I left in the box is the one that I'm not keeping. So it's this brilliant, beautiful red, and it's a sheer tint for the lip. It looks very beautiful. I have used it, so I'll swatch it. I've used it a little bit. You can see it's like a sheer, pretty red. This reminds me a lot of a product that Benefit used to make. It was like Benetint, I think, and I lived for that product in college. I would use it on my lips and a little bit on my cheeks. It was like a balm stain kind of thing, really similar to this in color. So I like this. I didn't fall head over heels in love with the formula. I don't think it's the second coming of Jesus or something in a lip balm, but this is so beautiful and so nice. This one is just Rosé Imperial is the flavor. It smells kind of like licorice to me, and it's just a lip treatment. It's like a sheer pretty lip balm. I'm very happy to have this. It's very beautiful. I love opening it and using it. I love having it. It works as well to hydrate my lips as most things. I think that I'd be happy to like keep this on my bedside and use it at night and use it up and pan it. I just feel like it's one more lip balm that I don't have to buy because I now have this one, and it has the added benefit of being really fancy and feeling fancy and having really nice ingredients, because that's why they're so expensive. It's because it's an independent luxury company that uses really nice ingredients. This one, however, I am gonna pass along to probably one of my cousins. I don't like sheer cherry red lip products. I just don't like that sheer cherry red look on me. And I really learned my lesson. I learned a lesson about PR with this product, because when they offered to send me PR, I looked at the website and I saw this product, and it comes in other colors. It comes in like a pink, and it comes in this beautiful rusty brown. And I saw the selection and I was like, wow, that beautiful rusty brown one looks right up my alley. And I even remember looking and thinking, but I wouldn't like the red one. I wouldn't use that. But I was shy to say that in the email to the PR person. I felt like they were being so generous and offering to send me something, and that I should just be happy with what I got and take whatever they wanted to send. So they said, would you like to try some of our products? And I said, yes, I would. Please send them along. And I didn't request anything, and I didn't say what I liked from the website. So they ended up sending me one sheer and one cherry red. And I don't dislike this product because I dislike the Emile Cordon lip tint. I dislike this product because I don't like bright red lip tints. And I think it would have been in my best interest, but actually kind of more importantly, in the brand's best interest, for me to have specified in that email which one I was the most likely to love. And I was just shy. I felt like it would sound greedy or it would sound picky or something. And I now going forward, I know better. And I think I'm gonna be more assertive in the future and try harder to not be on the receiving end of things that I know that I won't like based on just the description of the product. So this was actually a really good learning experience for me. I hope that makes sense to you, what I'm saying. I'm still a little bit at sea when it comes to PR. I'm a very new YouTuber, and so I'm doing my best with what I have, and making progress, I think, towards an ideal set of policies and behaviors. Here's another little lip tint situation that is truly as cute as can be. Gifts from a friend. Again, my friend Taylor went to Korea for work, and while she was there, she texted me. She was like leaving. I think she was there for half a day more, and she texted me like, what do you want from Korea? And I was like, any like weird trendy makeup stuff, like anything cute. This was what she picked. She brought these little popsicle lip tints. They're so cute. They're from Etude House, and they're called the Dear Darling Water Gel Tint. They look like little popsicles. So that one is in, obviously, peach flavor because there's little peaches on the carton. And this one is in shark flavor because there's a little shark on the carton. It doesn't say the flavor on there, so I can only assume that it's shark flavor. Maybe it's supposed to mean like shark blood because it's like a blood red. I don't know. Why is it shark flavor? This is a very cute and very lovely product. I'll swatch them for you. So it looks like a little popsicle, and then the little stick twists and comes out. Unfortunately, you can't really get the full measure of the thing just seeing it on my hand. The thing that's nice about this product, the way in which it was designed, is that it gives you that kind of juicy popsicle stained look. Beautiful gel stains for the lips, and they really do stain. They pigment the skin on the lips in that adorable, natural, just been sucking on a popsicle, very trendy in Korea way. And I've worn them both actually a number of times because they also smell really good, they feel very comfortable, and I've been really into matte lips lately. I've not really been into shiny. I've been into matte lips and glosses. I haven't really been into anything in between, like a glossy lipstick. They dry down matte, so they turn into like a matte stain. They're actually already drying. They're getting a little bit satin, but then they get more matte. And here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep this one because I've found myself wanting to reach for this one time and time again for sort of a natural, flushed, matte, stained, peachy lip. But the shark flavored one, this beautiful cherry red, it's the same deal as with the Emile Cordon balm. I just don't really like a sheer red lip. And even though this dries down matte and it does that kind of like uneven stain thing on the lips that makes you look like you really were just like biting berries and getting berries stained all over your lips, and it's just very hedonistic and sensual. I'm not gonna want to sport that look with like a red stain anytime. I just know myself. And again, it's something that I used to be really into in college. I used to be really into those Benetint drops that stained the lips. And so I feel like it kind of makes a girl out of me, and I'm a woman. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass along to my cousin who is a girl, and I think she'll love it. So this is from H&M Beauty, and this is something that I believe Angelica sent Georgia, and then Georgia sent me, my friend Georgia Harris. She has a YouTube channel. Obviously, I think you all know. If you don't, go follow Georgia. I'll link her below. It's called Khaki Brocade. It's the Color Essence Eye Cream. It's a moussey eyeshadow cream. I've worn this a number of times to test it out, obviously, and I'm impressed by the formula. I've never tried anything from H&M Beauty before, but cream products like this on the eyes tend to crease on me because I have pretty hooded eyes, and this one does not. It works really well as a base for other shadows. I wavered a little bit because here's the thing. I got a couple of really good eye looks using this as a base and then using my Wet n Wild Comfort Zone on top, featuring this green that kind of matches this. So this made a really good base to intensify this green, and then I was able to kind of blend it out with some darker shadows, smoke it out, make it a little grungier, and it would stay all day and it would be really beautiful. But I felt like I was using this as a base, and then when I finished the eye look, it was all covered up. And I'm sure it did help intensify the color a little bit, but I could get the same eye look just using my Wet n Wild palette. I don't need this as a base. I don't need an eyeshadow base that's such a specific color. And then the thing that kind of was the nail in its coffin is that when I wear this by itself, the color just isn't that flattering on me. It kind of makes me look like a Bratz doll. It's like looking really pretty in the monitor, and I feel like it doesn't look that pretty in person, that gold sheen. It's hard to really see that when I blend it out on my eye. I'm not going to wear it on its own for that reason. And I could use it as a base, but it's like really at that point no better than any other base that I might use. And then it just takes up space. And I would rather use the space that this would take up for something like a single really amazing ColourPop Super Shock that I'm going to reach for again and again and again. So I went back and forth, but I ultimately decided not to keep this one. Here's something that I mentioned last time and didn't quite know what to do with, and now I kind of love. So it's the Benefit Bravo Conditioning Primer, and I kept it in the Purgatory box last time because I was like, when do you condition your brows? And that's because it said primer, and I thought you put it in your brows before you do your brows during the day, and it's like this thick, goopy stuff, and I just wasn't gonna do that. And then one of you commented on that video that it's a brow conditioner, so it'll help keep your brows conditioned, maybe help them grow thicker. So I've been putting it on at night as part of my skincare. It's like skincare for my brows. And it comes up, it has this little silicone tip with nubbies that you brush through. You twist the bottom and it comes out the top. I like it because I assume it's conditioning my brows, but the other reason I really like it is that after I put on all my skincare at night, I look in the mirror and my brows are like pasted to my face and I look kind of like bleh. Then I can get this out and brush it up through my brows, and then I look all slimy and skincare and not that sexy, but my brows are like fluffed up and beautiful and thick with primer, and I feel like my brows look hot when I go to sleep. And that just gives me a little thrill. Not enough of a thrill for me to buy this. It was cool that I received it, and I will continue to enjoy using it, and I'll use it up, but I wouldn't then go out and repurchase this. It's just like nice to have for now. My favorite mascara, still my favorite mascara. Judy sent this to me. She knew it was my favorite, and I've been using it ever since the day that it arrived. It's so good at like gunking and thickening and spidering and lengthening and floofing and fluffing and splinking and splinking my lashes just how I like them. I layer it and layer it and layer it, and it's so good. The IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara, that's what this is. It remains to be seen whether I will have the chops to buy a mascara that's this expensive with my budget. But for now, I'm just gonna carry on using this. Thank you, Judy. Oh, this is an interesting one. I don't remember where this came from, but it's the Kiehl's Midnight Recovery Concentrate. I think it broke me out. I'm not gonna keep it. I used, I mean, just a little bottle, and I used half the bottle. I think I used it several times, like 4 times. I used it a couple times and I felt like it was breaking me out, and so I gave it a long rest, and then I tried it again and I felt like it was breaking me out again. It's just not worth it. All right, this is another one that went back into the purgatory box last time because I wasn't sure about it. It's the Nano Blur, that Terra scent, instant correction of appearance, of skin aging, and it's just fine lines and wrinkles. Like, it's something that is supposed to be really good for camera work because it blurs lines, and it's effective. It really does what it says, but it doesn't play well with makeup. You're not really supposed to put it under makeup. You're supposed to like tap it over makeup. And I've tried and tried. Last time I hadn't had enough time with it, so I didn't know. So after that, I put in a good faith effort. And I find that even tapping it over makeup, it's really hard to get it to work. It like emulsifies and picks up whatever's on my face. And I'm just not filming ever at a time when I have a bare face that I'm not then putting makeup on. There just isn't really a time and a place for this. I think that my cousin who doesn't wear base makeup at all ever would get better use out of this than I do. I think that it's ideal for someone who never really puts any kind of base coverage on his or her face. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and pass on this one. This is another thing that Georgia sent. It's the Glam 22 Peach Macaron Loose Pigment, which is something I've never really had. I don't think I've really had a loose pigment. So it's a very pinky pink, and it's really pretty. It's in this little shaker. It's very, very, where have I not really swatched? It's very, very shiny and glossy. It's like a very, very highlighting pigment, and I've been using it some on my eyes, I've used it some on my cheeks. I've been reaching for it because it's in the purgatory box, and I've been finding ways to use it, and it is especially flattering as like a shimmery, washy blush on me. I'm not gonna go get it right now. It didn't break, it's fine. It's fine. But I don't think that I would reach for it if it weren't in the purgatory box. If it were just in amongst my makeup, I don't think I would reach for it. I would reach for other blushes and other eyeshadows before I would reach for a pigment to use for those same purposes. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass it on and hopefully find a good home for it. I feel like it's something that I don't not like, but I know myself and I know that I won't be using it and that it will just languish. And I don't want to accept things into my permanent or my current collection that fall under that category. And actually, I think that I'm gonna have to say the same thing. This one, I wavered so much about this one. And so Naomi, who sent this to me, so sweet, and she sent it because she knew, we communicated a lot. She knew that I was really looking for this certain kind of like wintry flush. There was a video in which I had talked about that kind of like dark, wind-bitten, snow-flushed face, wintry kind of blush look, and she loved this product. She loves this product for herself for that look, and so she sent one to me because she was like, I know exactly how to get that look. And here's the thing, Naomi, you were right. You were right. The look is gorgeous with this, and I wore it several times. It was a bit of a learning curve for me because I first tried to put it on with a brush because, and this is kind of where the whole story is going, I've been really into using brushes lately on my face. I have almost completely stopped, if not completely stopped, using beauty sponges. I can only get it to truly look amazing with a beauty blender, with a sponge. And when I make the effort and I wet the sponge and I go all out and I do it and I do the thing, it is gorgeous. But again, just like the pigment, I know myself and I know what will happen. I'll put this in with my blushes, and then every time I see it and I think, oh yeah, I will reach for a powder blush in a very similar color to get the similar or the same effect instead of going to the trouble to use this gel. I didn't even tell you what it is. It's the Sephora Colorful Cheek Ink Gel in the color Dahlia, and I demoed this in my 5 days of blush video. So if you want to see what this looks like on me, you can go check it out in that video. All right, here's a little skincare product, the DHC Mild Soap. I haven't opened this yet. I'm gonna leave it in the box. If I don't open it and use it for another month, then I'll pass it on to someone the next time I do this video. This is another thing that I haven't used, the DHC Mild Lotion. I still haven't reached for this. I'm still not totally sure what it is. It's probably some kind of toner. Same thing. If I haven't managed to crack into this, the next time I film, I'll pass this on to someone else. So for now, it's gonna stay in the box. This was sent from Donna. It's the Griselda Mademoiselle Mini from Fenty. And I wore this in a really intense application just like that in my video, How My No by Year Changed My Makeup collection. It was a super intense blue eye look with this. And I wasn't that into the way that that ended up looking when I was editing. When I put it on, I was really feeling myself. And then when I was editing, I was like, ooh girl, like it's kind of a lot. You could really see the edge, the inside of my lip and the edge where the lipstick started. And it was a really harsh line. And I decided I never wanted to wear this lipstick in that way again. However, shortly after that, I started wearing it more as a stain, blotted, rubbed into my lips, then blotted, rubbed in, then blotted. And I absolutely love both the color and the formula for that purpose. So I have kind of fallen for this one. And then finally, another Fenty product. This is a brand new Gloss Bomb Universal Lip Luminizer in the color Fenty Glow, the original color. Now, I was so excited when I opened this because I am almost finished with my current, I have this already and it's almost panned. I've gone through it and I've almost used it up. So when I first opened it, I was like, oh my gosh, Rachel, she must have seen in my lip product video that I had that and then I was almost gonna use it up and that I was planning to buy a new one when it was done. Then as I got this home and I put it in the purgatory box, I started to feel like I had a backup, which I do. I feel like I have a backup and I don't like that feeling. I don't like having a backup. I feel like it makes the product less exciting, the one that I have. And I feel like it makes the prospect of finishing the one that I have less exciting. I realized that I had gotten to this point where I was like, I'm almost done. I almost used this whole lip gloss. I almost used it up. And now that I have this one, this unopened one sitting here, I feel like the bubble has been popped a little bit about my triumph in finishing a whole lip gloss, because as soon as it's done, there's just a whole other one ready to take its place. And then I'm going to start chipping away at that other one again. And it's so weird to talk about it like that because it's a product that I have loved since I got it. I'm really glad that Rachel sent this because I don't buy backups for myself. So I didn't have any way of learning about this feeling or testing this feeling until now. And I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated about how my feelings about this product have changed simply because I got another one before I finished the first one. I think what I'm gonna do is keep it until I finish the one that I have. And when I finish the one that I have, I'm gonna decide whether or not I loved it enough to buy a new one, to open a new one. And if I miss it and I really want to keep using it, then I'll open that one that Rachel sent me, and I'm very grateful to have that as an option. I haven't resolved this yet. Obviously, this is staying in the box and I will update you, and I hope that this makes sense. It's been really enlightening. It's actually been like the most interesting thing in the purgatory box, the most interesting experiment so far. That's the last thing. I'm gonna show you, so these are all of the things that are staying in the box. Obviously, I'm going to put the shampoo and conditioner in the bathroom, but you know, other than those, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things staying in the box, so that's not bad. Then these are the paltry things that I'm passing along to friends and family. And then here in front of me, I have 14 things that I am loving, that I'm going to keep, that I love, and I'm very grateful for. But again, as you probably can clearly see at this point, even 14 things. Oh, and I didn't even mention the beautiful art and the beautiful bag. Yeah, 14, 15, 16 things. that's too many for that number of things that I love to be coming in all the time. That's too many. So I'm attempting to stem the flow by being a lot more choosy about what I accept. It's an interesting journey, this one, of like being on YouTube and wanting to review things, but not wanting to be overwhelmed with things, wanting to try new things, wanting to love things, but not wanting to keep too many things. I don't have a perfect system yet, and I feel a little bit like I'm flying blind, but yeah, it's an evolving journey, and I do feel good about taking you guys with me along this journey. I'm not a pure minimalist, but I'm also not a hoarder. I'm someone in between who wants space more than she wants stuff, who feels like she has too much stuff, but who really, really loves beautiful things and wants to continue to indulge in testing and acquiring some new beautiful things from time to time. So it's a natural seeking of balance, and it's a naturally imperfect process. So I hope that that's clear to you and that makes sense. And I actually hope that that imperfection is useful to you. I'm like clutching the bag to my chest as I talk. I'm gonna put it down. I'm gonna put it over here. All right, that is it. Thank you for sticking with me. It used to be that my empties were massive, and now it's like these are the massive videos. Hannah's Reckoning. They have become the behemoths of my YouTube channel. I really, really appreciate it. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I hope that you will remember to take extra good care of yourself this week so that you can be the most effective version of yourself as you do your work in the world.